What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we open this spot to talk about DJ related content such as product reviews, tips and tricks, just tell our stories and share it with you guys so we can share some knowledge. So if you're a new DJ or a seasoned DJ, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's roll this intro. Hey,
Yo, what's up? We're back.
welcome back to another episode of Start to Spin. You already know how we do it. DJ Pretty Boy, DJ Shay, and we're here. And today we are going to talk about how to handle the do's and the don'ts of your final meeting with your clients and or a wedding coordinator. And we will also share some scenarios and experiences and all of that. Because I think again, this is another topic that is huge and is very important because if you don't do this, things can come out wrong at your event, and
Yep.
we don't want that. They're paying a lot of money for this, and we want to make sure that we are there 100% and that we represent ourselves, our businesses, and also give them the time of their lives, the night of their lives. So it's a very, very crucial thing to do. And it's actually, at least for me, it's a necessity to have a final meeting with the client and sometimes the coordinator if she wants to be in it. Also keep in mind that when a wedding coordinator it's involved, unless they're like the day off coordinator, they are not that much involved. They just show up, make sure that everything is put wherever they wanted to be put, and that's it.
Mhm.
But when there is like an actual wedding coordinator, the 6 month or the whole thing, they create the timeline, they run everything, and they want everything to go through them. They don't want you to be calling or reaching out to the client, which makes it a little difficult because at least for me, I mean, I'm gonna speak for myself. If I don't have that connection with the client, it makes it very difficult for me to project that on the dance floor. And I love talking to the clients. I love having that conversation and keeping the warmth and the touch to have with them. And sometimes with coordinators, it's kind of difficult because anything has to go through them. That's what you get on the emails. Please stop reaching out to the clients. Anything that you have, any questions, just give it to me, and I'll go ahead and relay it to them. And
Oh wow.
yeah. So
Oh,
it's
they told me. So first of all, I personally haven't had a coordinator like tell me that. You had like somebody like tell you like stop reaching out to the client?
no, I didn't. Well, okay, so it's not that I had it to me because I didn't reach out to the client. It was another, I guess, another part. I don't know if it's a videographer or who was
Mhm.
reaching out to the client, and then the coordinator, she sent an email, and she BCC everyone, so blank copy
Mm.
everyone, every vendor,
Wow.
and said that please stop reaching out to the clients. Anything has to go through me, and then I will go ahead and reply and talk to them and whatever.
Oh wow.
So
The client must have been getting annoyed or something about and told her. But
now,
anyways, yo, Smiley, what's up? Smiley's in the house.
what's up,
And then
Smiley?
you got Chinchilla
What's
says,
up, Chint?
Hola, hola, we're back.
Yes, sir. We're back.
And Smiley says, shoot, many of our bookings are done through mainly text or email. Yeah, I think with the booking process, like, sometimes, I know Diego talks to everybody. I've had a few that I did through text or email, like for the booking. And then yeah, for like private parties, like I won't always have a final planning meeting. But for weddings, I don't do quinces, obviously, but for weddings, like I'm always doing like a final planning meeting. Like Smiley, if you do weddings, like do you not do final planning meetings with the wedding sometimes, or is this just for like general parties? And then Smiley says, rarely we do meetups, but at the end we have had them work out great. I was like, meetup in person. But yeah, maybe then he is talking about like weddings and stuff too. Oh wow, he said nah, it's rare. Yeah, so Smiley doesn't do any type of like final planning meeting, or like it doesn't require it. with even for the weddings or I'm assuming for the quinces you do it too, right, Diego?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with quince, because you you gotta talk to the quinceañera, and I want to talk to her. I want to be able to like read her through like.
Do you have? I haven't done the quince, but I've done sweet 16s. But sometimes when I talk to these 16-year-olds, they're like, like they don't like talk. They're just like kind of like they're like waiting for their parents to say something. Do you have that experience?
No, and the reason why is because the quinceañeras that I talk to are very heavy on the Hispanic community. You're talking when you talk about 16s, you're talking about like Americanized
Yeah.
girls. Majority of them are really shy to talk to somebody older, or someone
Exactly.
in a professional way. But the quinceañeras are so into like the like they were raised as a Hispanic, and when we talk to each other in Spanish, it's a completely different story. It's just boom, 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 right? And then also they see me, and I look young too. I'm not that young, but I look young, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to be approachable. So
That's why you're pretty boy, not pretty man. Yeah.
exactly. Rather would it be pretty man. Yeah, what's up, Adrian? How you doing, man?
Adrian Esparza's in the house. What's up, man? And Smiley says LED dance floor arrived yesterday. Already booked it for 4 events. Oh, damn, bro.
Yo,
You already got it booked for 4 events. I mean, you probably getting close to paying it off then. So Smiley, how are you gonna transport it around? Are you is it manageable for the car, like whatever the boxes it came in? Are you gonna be able to fit it in the truck or whatever you have, or are you gonna do like a U-Haul for now? And Chinchillin says, when someone books me events, I had make sure who I am talking to. If someone tries to recommend me to some family or some family member that's still, yeah. So Chin sounds like Chin is also kind of on the, he likes to talk to the client. I know, Diego, you're like really, you're more like strict about it. Like you always want to like have a conversation even before the booking.
Yes.
And then I'm like kind of like on the booking, it kind of depends, like I was saying once, with event coordinators and stuff, if there's an event planner, I'll just, especially then I'll book it, or like, I don't know, some really chill party. If it's a house party, sometimes I'll just book it over text. But then weddings, for sure, I'm talking to them on phone for 100% before booking. And then after, at least, even if I haven't talked to them, I'll do that final planning meeting. I'll definitely try to do that on the phone, because, yeah, just to go through everything so that we know each other's vibe. And honestly, the other thing I find, right, aside from the planning aspect of it, which is, Smiley does it mainly through like texts and emails and gets it done. You start to build that connection with them. So it's like, even if you mess up something, you kind of have a personal connection with them beforehand. And by then it's like they already know that you're amazing. This party's going to go awesome, even before you like hit play for the first time,
you know how hard it is to get someone's how hard it is to get someone's trust in just a couple of seconds. It's really hard. So if you have spoken to the people before, you have built that connection. Like you said, even if something like goes wrong or whatever at the event, it's not gonna be like a huge impact, because I'm sure that we can recover from it, and at the end of the day, it'll be fine, But if you never talk to at least for me, if you never talk to the client, you don't have that connection, you don't have that feeling. Something happens at the event, and they're like, "Oh man, he sucked," and they'll remember that, So I feel like, like earning their trust from the beginning, it's very important. And I know, like you said, you don't have meetings, like pre-meetings before booking. I do. I always, especially only when it's quinces and weddings, anything birthday party and things like that is over text. Those are fine. But when it's like a quince and a wedding, to me it's very important that I can. So I want to hear what your vision is, and then I want to know if I am the right DJ for you. I don't want to take your money if I don't feel like I can actually do it.
Yeah, 100%. For me, weddings for sure. Like that's why I'll always try to talk to them before booking, because wedding, it's so involved to me, at least. It's so involved, and it's like I need, like, same thing you said. Like I don't want to. Sometimes I don't want to sign up for the wedding if it's like this person seems
Exactly.
like
So,
not a
so
good fit.
in that sense, we are in the in the same boat. We are more into like knowing. We want to know if we can actually perform and do right to the client. So we're more into like the business side, not so much into like the money. Obviously, the money is good. You need the money, but you want to do
The
you want to
service,
do
the
your job.
service side, the service side.
You
I
want to
think.
be able to accomplish their goal. So that's huge, at least for us, and that because that's what it sounds like. You are on the same boat as me when it comes to weddings and quinces. So to
Yeah.
me is I wanna if I have an inquiry about quince or a wedding, I'm like, can we set up a meeting? Let's talk about your goal. Let's talk about your vision, and then let's see if I am the right DJ for you.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, there's gonna be some people that are like, oh no, there's no need for that. I just want to hire you. I seen you before or whatever. Or people that are completely like new or they just don't care. And then like, oh no, it's fine. I trust you. How you trust? You don't even know me. Like, you don't know me like that. But I'm telling you, I have had like 6 or 7 clients that have told me like they really appreciate the fact that we had a meeting before booking
Mm,
because not a lot of people are willing to, and they told me that a lot of people are not willing to waste their time. And then
mm,
I told them, well, it's not wasting my time, it's investing my time. I'm
mm.
investing my time into something that can possibly do good. And if it
Hey
doesn't work,
man, sometimes they don't understand that even. Like, huh?
yeah,
I invested all this time. I went to this person's house, had a whole meeting, washed my car before I went there, and they didn't care. They cut me off after the meeting.
yeah, but
Okay.
look,
Let
and
me, let me, let me hit let me hit these comments. So then we can get back to it. So Smiley said a U-Haul for now. It's 5 huge road cases. I went ahead and tried it out yesterday. Everything worked good. Wow, man, that's good. That's good. You tested it out because I'm sure it's not easy to set up and break that whole thing down. Buddy says, "Sup guys? What's up, buddy? Buddy's in the house. Thanks for stopping
somebody,
by each week, buddy." Smiley says, "Say if you got a wedding 2 days out, no meeting really." Oh wow, I've never had a wedding booking 2 days out unless there
me
was like
neither.
someone emergency, but. That's cool. Yeah, Smiley says we've taken a wedding 2 days out. Hey, I mean that's if you're getting a wedding like 2 days out, that could be good or it could be a red flag. It's like what happened? I feel like I would need to know at least what happened. Like, are you guys just really behind on your planning, or did you have some this DJ like hang you out to dry?
I mean,
Buddy's saying giving some advice says just go buy one. Seeing a U-Haul at a venue looks bad. Buddy's talking about just buying a work truck like it's going and buying a new shirt. That's a big that's a big purchase to just go buy one. Yeah, Buddy's got the nice Mercedes work van.
especially the
So
one that he has, yeah.
yeah, compared to a U-Haul, that's definitely gonna look bad compared to a Mercedes blacked out truck. And then Chinchon said, and good thing I had 5 events coming up soon until the end of the year, December, before the snow comes. Oh, nice, man. You got so 5 weddings 5 events between October and November. That's legit. And Smiley says they didn't have a DJ at all. Oh, wow.
So
That's wild, man.
my case, if they say 2 days before, I still want to meet with them. I still want to talk to them. If it was like if the wedding is on Saturday, and they are reaching out to me on a Thursday, I need to talk. I want to talk to them, especially if it's a
Yeah.
Tuesday thing. I need to
I'd
talk
be
to
like,
them.
yo, this is gonna be some.
You
This
have to see
person,
what the problem is.
what's wrong here?
Yeah. So I mean, I would at least try to talk to them. If they say no, like they can't, then it is what it is. But I just hate going to an event blind. I don't want
You know,
to.
Smiley is the one who gets all the events and he's selling all the add-ons. So he's got a system and his formula down. So if that's working out, kind of I think he probably has a more like a business approach. Like yeah, we'll book it, we do this, we do that, especially 2 days out, whatever, 2 weeks out, it doesn't matter. He's open to like taking them.
It's my.
So yeah, let us know how did that one go though, Smiley? How did it go with the 2 days out? Did you was it successful? Did everything go well? And Chinchillin says, and December 2, I have a few. That's it. Man, that's legit, dude. That's the thing. When you're doing your own events, like to me, I'm trying to do an event like 2 to 3 times a month is like the max. And then my goal, this is speaking for myself, right? This is everybody else has their own goal. It's like 2 to 3 months, because then it gets too much. I get tired, setting up, breaking down all that stuff. But then the goal is to start charging more for each of those events. So have more high paying events for those 2 or 3. That's kind of like what I'm doing. So you have 5 plus a couple more. Like, I mean, that would be like that to me is like a full calendar. I know people have different definitions. People want to be working every day of the week, but that's like for me. Gracias Dios. Yeah, no, it's a blessing to get that many events, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And Smiley said, so we got the music. They had a good planner and coordinator that helped us out. That's a good point. If they have a coordinator, that's surprising, bro. They have a planner and a coordinator, but they were looking for a DJ 2 days. So the coordinator being not doing their job or something.
That's weird.
The coordinator did the MC work. Okay, so this is like a.
I've gotten that one too.
Like oh, really?
The wants to do the MC work, and they're horrible at it. They think that MCing is just present, like talking and presenting. It's an art.
They don't have like the swag, like the performance.
It's an art. A lot of people think that MCing is just just grab the mic, say the names. It's not. You need to have the voice for that. You need to have the voice for that, and it's an art. You need to be able to project the sound of your voice. I don't know, man. It's just an art. MCing is not for everyone.
Yeah, and especially the way Pee Wee does it. So it's like if you don't bring Pee Wee, then you got this boring coordinator. It takes away from your performance. As your as your company, like Las Rocas Entertainment. It's not the same if you got this boring like generic MC versus versus not having Pee Wee there.
Yeah, definitely. So, damn, what was I saying about? We were talking about like the quinceañeras and.
Oh, way back. You're talking about like having the meetings and talking to the quinceañera.
Yeah. So, I think like talking to, especially when I talk to the quinceañeras, I'm like, look, listen, how kids are now. You need to make sure that you're on the dance floor the most possible time you can, because everyone is going to follow you. If you go out, then everybody, I'm talking about all the kids, are going to go out. And then the dance floor is going to be empty, or there's going to be like a lot of parents, and then I have to cater to the parents. When I cater to the parents, the kids are going to be sitting down and they're going to get bored. So the more you are in the dance floor, the more your friends are going to be in the dance floor, the more you guys are going to enjoy, and the more I'm going to feed out of you guys. So that's like the little conversations that I have with the quinceañeras. And obviously me, well, I guess like the way I talk to them, they just feel more comfortable. And I always tell, like, please, at any given time of the event, you feel like you remember a song that you want me to play, come to us, request a song, and we'll try to play it as long as it fits the part of the the event. If it doesn't fit, I will try to make it fit somewhere else during the event. So those are little talks that I have with the quinceañera. Same thing with the wedding crew. If I have so I had one time I had a meeting with the bride, the groom, the best man, the maid of honor, and two other people that were there in the meeting. And then I started talking to them, and I told them, look, during the event, you guys are the go-to people. You guys gotta hype it up, but you guys have to go crazy in there, because people are gonna feed out of you, and then I feed out of everybody, and then it's just a whole party. It's gonna be like a movie. So those are little pep talks that I have.
Ahead of time.
Prep them, ahead of time, and then once we get to the event, and then before they're being presented into reception, we have Pee Wee always goes out, make sure that everyone is lined up the way we have it on the timeline, and so he presents, but he tells them, look, guys, I need you guys to be pumped up, like another pep talk, to like come out and like go crazy, have fun, enjoy it, like be funny if you want to be funny, like be yourself. And then I always tell them, hey, just let them know that they're going on YouTube, so they want to they want to be upbeat, and so he does, he plays around with them. So these little things throughout the event, is what helps us make the event even better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, that's one of the things that goes to our topic. That's one of the things that you do in your final planning meeting is you start to do sort of the pep talking and sort of the hyping up, starting out right in that final planning meeting. You know, whether it's with the quinceañera herself or then with the bride and groom. That's crazy. You had a meeting with like the best man and maid of honor and stuff. I've only had meetings with like the bride and groom, and then with if the coordinator is on the call sometimes as well. But those are like the main people that I always do meetings with.
so do you have a scenario where you did not have a last, like like the last meeting, and then something went wrong at the event? Have you ever had anything like
I
that?
mean, I've never like let me. There's two scenarios. So for a wedding that I book myself, I've never like not had a final planning meeting. Um, and then things go well. But I used to, especially when I used to live in New York, is when I would do events for other DJs, and that's when I learned one of the biggest like things for the do's and don'ts. So one of the biggest ones that I learned is knowing the pronunciations for the bride and the groom. Even though you may assume that you know it, like you might know, like it's a Hispanic name, or in my case, it's an Indian name. Like, oh, I know how to pronounce this,
Yeah,
whatever. They may have a different way that they pronounce it. And even if it's sometimes it's weird asking the bride and groom because I booked with them. I've talked to them on text for months, and so I'll say like, hey, like I just want to make 100% sure, saying I just want to pronounce your guys' names, make sure I have 100% right, and I'll do it now every single time for the bride and grooms, and obviously for everybody on the wedding party. But I had one that it was an Indian name, so I know the Indian names, how to pronounce them.
yeah.
And it was I didn't have a final planning meeting because it was booked through another DJ. So when it came to do their intro and their first dance, I'm saying her name, like the Indian way, and then one of the family members comes up and they say, "Hey, it's actually pronounced like this." Like, or she actually pronounces it like this, and she pronounced it like the more like American way. Like you can say a name like with the Indian accent, or you could say it with like an American accent. And
Yeah.
she preferred to be like, everyone knew her by the way you say it with the American accent. So
Okay.
then they're like correcting me during the actual event, and I was like, what the hell? And then she even came up to me afterwards. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I thought maybe these people are just being dumb, like, oh, they don't know how to pronounce her name right. But then
Yeah.
she came up to me after, oh, don't worry about it. I know you weren't saying my name the right way. And I was like, what the hell? But that's what happens when you don't have a final planning meeting, because I'm like, well, that's the way I know to pronounce your name, but you pronounce it a different way. And hey, it's their day. They can have their name pronounced any way they want. But because I didn't have that final planning meeting where I actually went through the pronunciations and stuff, that was a thing. And then everyone in the crowd like saw me as like a bad DJ that didn't even know how to pronounce the bride and the groom's name right. So
Yeah, I can see
that
that would like like it look a little bad on on yourself.
yeah,
Miss,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly, mispronouncing their name. So that's one of the biggest things in the planning meeting, that if you don't do like 100%, you need to do is like make sure you got the pronunciations right. And or what I've also learned, this is not how to do the planning meeting. If you don't know the pronunciation, don't say the name. Just go bride and groom. Just say newlyweds. Yes, it's more personal to say the names, but let's say you're not sure. It's better to say just generic bride and groom than mess up the pronunciation, because if you mess up the pronunciation, everybody's going to look at you, and it's not going to be worth whatever brownie points you would get for saying their name throughout the night.
yeah. So and that is like that is not really, well, in English it's not a problem with us, because either way, again, we before bringing everyone into the reception, he's always making sure that they're lined up, and then he's saying excuse me, and he's saying their names, names, last names, and then if anything, like any pronunciation, whatever, they'll tell them, oh no, it's actually this.
That's
What
a good way to do it.
what Pee Wee had problems with when he first started was the pronunciation of Spanish names, and like last names too, because again, Pee Wee was born here, so
Yeah.
like his first language is English, but he speaks Spanish. He learned Spanish, and his English obviously is better than his Spanish, but he's practiced so much that he can run a whole event in Spanish, no problem. And he's gotten way better when it comes to like the pronunciations of last names. And when he first started, he was having a hard time. He would mispronounce names. Even after he went and told them how do you pronounce it, and they'll tell him how to pronounce it, and then he'll just I guess out of nervous, he's nervous or whatever, he just like mispronounce it again or whatever. But now it doesn't happen. Even though we he still tried and talked to them and find out what the name was. But it happens every night. It happens. People make mistakes. At the end of the day, it's how you recover from it and how you end the night.
Yeah. I had a funny situation. Actually, this one I just uploaded the like mini gig log from, but I said the right name. So I was introducing the mom for her speech, but the mom heard me say the sister's name because they're similar. Like one name was Uma and the sister's name is Rupa. So I said the right name. She heard the wrong name, and she was like, "Oh, that's not my name." And I was like, "What the?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I had been saying her name the whole night. And I was like, "Your name isn't." I'm like, literally, I checked all my papers. I'm like, "This is literally your name." And then they like came up to me afterwards. They're like, "Oh no, you said Rupa." I was like, "No, I said Uma." And then the wedding coordinator came. No, he said the right name. He said Uma. He said Uma. And I was like, "Yo, this is wild," because I said the right name. They hear. Maybe it was loud. People were yelling and stuff. She heard the wrong name. She before she like it was like, all right, everybody give it up for Uma. And then she like started walking up to me like, no, that's not my name. That's not my name. Like she didn't make the speech and then do it. She was doing this on stage. Like, that's not my name. And the bride like came down, got involved. No, you're okay. You're okay. Like, just keep going. I was like, yo, this is crazy, man. So the names, I don't know. That's the second time the names got me. I said the right name too, but that's why I'm like, hey, the name sometimes, if you're not sure, it's a little weird. Just skip the name. Just go mother of the bride, father of the bride. Like it's sometimes it's not worth what comes out of the names, for the drama that comes with. But let me hit some of these comments. Chinchon said, and plus I may go to New York City soon, see other Sonideros, see how they're doing. Oh wow, Chin's gonna make a trip to New York to do some scouting on the other DJs up there. I've never seen I used to live in New York, but I haven't seen any Sonideros out there. Buddy says we have the couple proof the music. Yep. All the special songs. We're making sure it's the right song. We also go over names, timeline, many other things. Yeah, that covers it. The big thing I'll comment on in that is that, especially for the first dance or the father-daughter songs, I'll tell them like include the exact link to the version that you want, because they'll say like, I don't know, whatever the Elvis Presley what's that, whatever the Elvis Presley song someone always dances to, but there'll be like 50 different versions of it. So they'll say, oh, I want this song. I say for those special occasions, send the exact link, because I want to make sure I get the same exact version, because then you play the EDM house remix to the song for their first dance.
Yeah. So funny thing, that's a story that I always share. So it didn't happen to me because I wasn't a DJ at that time, but one of a friend that I knew, he was a DJ, and so there's this song, El Baile del Perrito, that it's a merengue, but there's also a bachata version. So when he talked to the client said El Baile del Perrito. When you hear that, you immediately assume is the merengue one. Wedding comes, first dance, boom, the merengue joint, and then they're like giving him the look like, what the hell is this? Like, why are you playing this?
I hate that.
Well, that's the song. And then the bride goes like, no, like I want this one, the bachata one. And he's like, what? Is this a bachata version? Is that a bachata version of this? It's like, it's the same name, but it's a different song.
Yeah.
So
that's the worst. I mean, it hasn't happened to me, but I that was one of the things I'm like, this can 100% happen, and that would suck, because you're like, oh, I have it all prepared. You're like, yeah, I got it. but you never know.
Oh, you know what? What happened to me though? That's just funny. So on our first dance, what happened to me was that they wanted a song, and I had the song, but I had it with a eight loop, like the
Oh,
an intro version. I had an
intro,
intro
yeah.
version of it. So, and I totally forgot about it. And then I just pressed play. So they were ready to dance, and then there it was a dun 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 dun, and then again dun dun, and
Yeah,
they were just like waiting for it to start. And then luckily I have cue points, so I was like, oh shit, and then I pressed it, and then they started dancing. So that happened to me once,
yeah,
and
loop.
I learned my lesson since that day. Once I get the song, I get the original. Like
Mhm.
I don't care if I already have
Yeah,
it.
bro, that's the
It's-
thing, man. You need
I
you
learn my
need to
lesson.
have the you need to have the version because sometimes there'll be an intro thing. Sometimes you gotta have the exact version that they know. And then Buddy says it's all in our Vibo app. We walk through all of it, hour and a half, crossing T's and dotting I's. Yep. Does Buddy what does Vibo do about that issue? Do they have like do they when they use Vibo, do they link this exact song, or are they just typing it in like, we want Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley? Or is it like we want this version, and they can link that exact version? Because that's the thing with some of these songs, especially the really popular first dance songs that are like some classics.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's different, or there's like a remastered version or a live in Australia version of a song or something that they may not even be expecting. They may not even know. Like this one, that the client thought that the version they knew was the original, the bachata version, but there's actually the merengue is the actual original version. So I'm wondering how Vibo navigates that, because I do it on a Google Doc, so they can just type the link in, or put an actual link.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Chinchillin says, I think what's hard as a DJ is two quince, two birthday queens. That's it, because I remembered I almost messed up one time because I got confused a little bit. Um, I think what he's saying is that when you get too many
No.
quinces and too many birthday queens, you mix up the names. Is that, or is there something I'm missing?
Uh, Either that or they're twins and they have different songs. So you're
Oh,
celebrating two quinceañeras on the same,
mm.
and then
Oh,
each
is that, do people do that? Is that, have you done that?
yeah,
Like two girls have their quinceañeras?
yeah, like twins.
Oh,
I did
twins.
a quince with twins, but
Yeah,
they wanted the same song, so that's not a
that makes
problem.
it easier.
But you could I can see how that can be a little confusing, because again, if they want different songs, that means different songs for them to walk in, different songs from them with their parents, different songs. Like it's just
Yeah,
everything.
that's what he's saying. He's saying they're twins. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. I've never done a Sweet 16 or whatever for twins, but I just that's when you have to know the name though. You can't go like the quinceañera. You got to say her name, and you got to say now introducing this one. This is her song. Introducing this one. This is her song.
So
And
the reason why we could differentiate them is because one was wearing a green dress, the other one was wearing red,
mm,
and
that
for
helps
some
too.
reason they both had lights all over their dress, like they look like Christmas trees, like legit.
They're wearing red and green. That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, but hey, it helped us. We didn't get
Yeah,
confused.
yeah, yeah. Chinchillin says confirmed. That was the scenario. It was the two twins. And Smiley has a story. He said he went to run Cold Sparks last Friday for a wedding. The DJ was streaming the first dance and formals from YouTube. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's wild,
so
bro.
that's another thing. If you're gonna use YouTube, I mean, by all means use it, but download the song. At least download the song.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah,
don't
because
don't.
look at it. He said you could hear the ads came up and signal sucked
That's
out
the,
there.
that's the worst. And I mentioned that when I went to one my cousin's quince in Peru, the guy was playing music from YouTube, and the ads will come up in between songs. So I guess he had like maybe he went to a long mix, and
Yeah.
anything over 10 minutes has like commercials.
And now,
So
bro, the ads come up on YouTube so much, man. I know when I watch all these gig logs, they're just ads every 5 seconds.
that's Giglos, and Giglos are over 10 minutes. Anything over, I think anything over 10 minutes, it starts giving you ads. If
That's
it's a song,
crazy.
like a single song, it won't give you ads unless it's like a very long song. But again, so just download it, man. Like it doesn't take you more than like it's less than like 5 minutes to download a song from YouTube if you're gonna go that way. You shouldn't. You should try to get your stuff from like I don't know,
Yeah,
DJ
that's
pools, things.
wild, man.
You should only be getting this YouTube songs. You should only be ripping YouTube songs if it's like music that it very very hard to get or very very like unknown. Like in India, probably there's a lot of songs that are like probably trending there that are not popular here, and it's really hard to get it in any DJ pool.
Hmm.
You have to do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So
The
like,
good thing about Indian music, you can download it from straight up Google. Like there's websites you can just download the files.
mhm.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like that's crazy, man. From to play it to stream from YouTube, because especially now there's so many ads. Even I run ad blockers, but even with the ad block, it still pauses it. I have to click through it.
Yeah.
Um, it's yeah. Smiley says, okay, Smiley's the plug here for getting rid of your ads. He says, let me know, hit me up. I'll let you know how to get rid of the ads. Yeah, you should tell that DJ that, bro. Like the guy who paid for your sparklers. That's crazy. He like hires someone to do sparklers for him, but he is using YouTube to stream his music. Like that's such a beginner like DJ. Like you have sparklers, but you don't even have the music. Like the priorities here are just totally
Oh,
totally off.
so
Chinchillin says, like I said, be careful with YouTube MP3 download because sound isn't that good. Sometimes it depends on the websites you go to. Yep, exactly. That's the
so
thing. I mean, even other than just the fact that it's not getting the music legally, it's also not going to be good quality as well.
and just to piggyback on what Shin said, he said be careful with the YouTube MP3 because the sound might not be right. Um, if you're done, if you do this, if you download something from YouTube and make sure you listen to it, like put it on your computer, and from your computer put it to a speaker, see how it sounds. If not, run it through another app. There's so many free apps that you can enhance audio. Do that and like try to make it as best as possible. Remember, if you're projecting this sound, this music, this MP3s or whatever to professional speakers, uh, especially DJs will be able to tell that there's bad quality. Maybe the crowd can't.
Yeah.
Some they're not trained. Their ears are not trained to tell a good from a bad, like song. But there's gonna be songs that either are way too low in volume or like very choppy, didn't download right. So just because you download it doesn't mean it's you good to go. Make sure you
And
listen.
what was I gonna say? So sometimes, right, the YouTube version, like if you watch a music video, it doesn't always have the song straight. There'll be like a little skit in the middle where they'll be like talking to each other. They'll be at the club. Like
Yeah,
I was a guest at a wedding last week, and the DJ was playing Gasolina, and then there's this part in the middle where there's like a motorcycle, room, room, room.
yeah.
That's in the music video. So he was playing Gasolina, and then all of a sudden that part came up, room, 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 and then
Well,
the music stopped, and I was like,
well,
all right, he got it off YouTube.
but that's also on a MP3 pool version. That
Oh,
part
really? Mine doesn't have that.
that's part of the song. Literally,
Oh,
it's
really? I
even
don't know.
even
Maybe mine is an edit. I always thought that was like the only in the music video.
yeah. So yeah, you could have an edit, but the original song, if you just like literally, if you just listen to a CD of Daddy Yankee, it has the motorcycle sound in there.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
So,
maybe that one it doesn't. But there's some other music videos out there that'll have like they'll start
oh
talking.
yeah, they stop when people are talking instead
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people
They'll be
talking,
like,
they go back to yeah.
yeah.
So again, make sure that if you're gonna do that, make sure that either you watch the video that you're gonna be downloading, and if it has any talking in between, download a
Oh,
like no, what's it called? Download the lyric version.
the lyric version, yeah,
Yeah,
the letra.
letra, yeah, pretty much. Download that if you want, if you're going to. But again, it should not be your source. It should be only for those specific, very difficult songs to find. That, like I said, India have it, Peru has it. There's songs that you would not find anywhere in DJ pools that are from like the
Yeah,
really deep in Peru songs that some people do like and they request it. So make sure that you do that, but always try to get good source of music. That's
yeah.
the most important part.
And
Uh,
Buddy says something funny here. He says, "How do you mix YouTube? You beat match the Geico Gecko into Allstate Mayhem guy." That's hilarious, man. And then Smiley's cracking up at that. He says beat match, and he said you should never use YouTube. And yeah, I think that's the general rule. But
uh,
Diego's talking about those scenarios of like those, I don't know, native songs or something that's so
yeah,
like so obscure and so from that whatever that country that it's not even on record pools or anything, or it's not even on Apple Music. Like it's some live band. I don't know, like however they record things on. It's only on YouTube. It's not even released through a label or whatever.
yeah.
Now, I
No,
guess what Buddy would say is you shouldn't. Then you say you can't play that song. That's probably what Buddy's answer would be to that. Chinchillin says if you had YouTube MP3, be extremely careful with speakers. Be extremely careful with speakers because some speakers have weak amplifier and sound. Yep, Chinchillin driving home the fact that the YouTube music is just poor quality as well. And even if it says 320 kilobytes per second or whatever, it's still the same coming from the same source, So yeah, always get your music from the record pools, from your old LimeWire downloads, use those.
torrent. You torrent.
I'm pretty sure I still have some original files from back of those LimeWire downloads from back in the day.
I guarantee you, everyone has used YouTube download at one given point.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's
no
why.
one that can tell me that they didn't. You're lying. Everyone, even when you start, when I started, all of my music was downloaded from YouTube.
Let's see, Buddy's gonna be like, nope, not me.
Well,
He might be the only one, but Chinchillin, maybe Chinchillin too. He seems pretty strong against that too. So I don't know. Maybe he's speaking out of experience. Maybe he tried it and he had his speakers got messed up or something.
So again, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying don't do it, but I can't say don't ever do it because I've done it. When I started, I did it.
Yeah, no, I've especially like you said for some of those like Indian music especially, it's like you know
and
you get it.
And like I always say, if you're using the YouTube version, whatever, and then later on you find it somewhere else that it's like DJ pool or something, get that one, delete the one that you delete that one, the other one. So as long as you're growing, as long as you're changing, you're progressing, do what you have to do. But be very careful with YouTube downloads. Because
be careful with Aries. Be careful with LimeWire.
Bearshare, torrent.
What was that big torrent?
Yeah.
Rip torrent or something. Smiley said we did a house party for Mexicans and Ecuadorians. The Ecuadorians asked for salsa choque. A whole new genre for me. They had told me about it. I had the bangers for them. I've never heard of that, but hey, that's where sounds like you got the information. Maybe you didn't have a meeting with them, but you got it via text or something. But that's why it's so important to talk to your clients beforehand.
That's interesting. Ecuadorians asking for salsa choque. Maybe it's more. That's a Colombian salsa style. So it's a little like a salsa with reggaeton type of beat. So it's really fun and it's really like. But I didn't know Ecuadorians also dance that. That's interesting. That's good to know.
I had no idea either way. Smiley said, "Man, I do it all. Got them fire sticks ready." That's right. Smiley was the one who was selling those the RIP CDs back in the early 2000s on the corner. So now he's upgraded to to Amazon Fire Sticks, probably with YouTube Premium, YouTube Premium access for free, no ads. And Buddy says I started on vinyl. There was no YouTube. Yeah, and that was the thing about vinyl. There was no getting music for free from vinyl.
Yeah.
There was no LimeWire for vinyls either. So you had to go. But that was the big thing about DJing. That's why the whole DJing was totally different, because who had the records too. You had to like actually physically have the records. That was a big part of DJing, is you collected all those things.
Yeah. Back then, you needed a wheelbarrow to like.
Yeah. Who could transport their crates, to the actual venue. That was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And Smiley said, "Bro, the grandmas were out there getting it with salsa choke." I've never heard of salsa choke. That's the first time for me. But
the first ever song that came out from from that genre, salsa choque, is called Rastastas. And that was a song that in the World Cup, the Colombian soccer team made it very famous, because they would dance it every time they score. So you should check it out. It's pretty catchy beat. It's like it has like the salsa, but with the reggaeton, like
interesting.
it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to listen to.
So there you go. We learn something new. Learn a new genre today. Salsa choque. And then Chinchillin says, "Guilty as charged. I did it once since my first DJ experience since high school year." Okay, so he's talking about the YouTube to MP3. So yeah, at the beginning. And Smiley says, "If you know about Blogspot's websites, that's where full-length albums would be leaked. I would get them like a month before they were in stores." Oh shit, I didn't know that. I just knew about what was it, the website datpiff.com. That was like where everyone released their mixtapes, all the rappers and stuff, and you could download them for free. But those were just mixtapes. Those weren't full-length albums. So there you go. See, Smiley since for the past like 20 years he's been doing this. So
Smiley's a plug, man.
You can't tell Smiley that watch out. If there's ads, he'll get the original version for free.
Yeah. So really, let's roll back into our topic, because we got out again. Just a couple pointers that I have here. So why the final planning matters. One is because it prevents last minute surprises, because you plan, you are for sure on what you're going to do, what's going to happen. Obviously at that moment, at the event, things might change time wise, but literally everything else is pretty much solid. Another thing is that aligns the expectations, so everybody knows timeline, song requests, like meaning like first dance, father daughter dance, etc. That do not playlist also. If you gotta know what songs not to play, and even if they come to request that you can't play because they don't want it, and like special announcements, etc. Anything in that nature will make everything go smooth at the event. And also it builds confidence with clients and planners. The fact that you are on the same page on the day before the event. So that's usually when I have the last meeting. It's either the 2 days before or the day before the event. That way we all are in the same page. We all know what's happening and at what time is happening.
I don't do it that close, because I always figure they're busy with things, whatever, family and other last minute stuff. So I try to do it like either the week early in the week, that if it's the same week, or even the week before. So I always tell them within those last 2 weeks, I try to do the final planning meeting. Obviously, they have to be ready before, they have to have the timeline done. So a lot of times they're not ready with a timeline.
For me, the reason why I want to do it that Thursday or Friday, because usually weddings are on Saturdays, where I do it like 2 days or a day before, it's exactly because of that. Because I know by that time everything should be already set. And if there's going to be a change, it's gonna be a very minimal change, nothing huge.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it at those moments, and it really takes about 10 to 15 minutes of the time. And I'm pretty sure on that Friday, they're pretty much like just getting preparing for the next day. They're chilling. So
Yeah, everything. Yeah, it just depends on
yeah,
them.
I guess it depends.
They can just tell you. They can tell you, oh, hey, we're busy that day or something. If they got to do
Yeah,
it earlier.
yeah. And if, I mean, if they want to do it earlier, then we can do it earlier. But I never had any of my clients say no. Let's not do it on the day before, the 2 days before.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what I said to you. That's what I tell them. I I ask for final meet, and it's to make sure that we are all in the same page on everything. So it works. It works for me. I never had a problem with that. So and then
Yeah,
I said there's because changes could happen at that time. Like let's say the one of the wedding party doesn't show up or is sick and can't go the day off. Like that's
yeah.
something.
There's always things, always day of things that always come up, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
it always come up.
but let me see. What Buddy has a few comments. He was at 16. He was hopping on a bus and getting music. You pick up 3 or 4 12 inchers for jumping music or mark ski music. That's what he's reminiscing back on the days when you would have to. He would literally take a bus to go to the record store and buy vinyls. That's yeah. That's just a totally different era, man. I just never. I don't even know if I was. When I was young, there was cassettes were the thing. I don't think vinyls were before my time. And Buddy says you need to know beforehand your gig's timeline. You don't want to miss something. Yep, exactly. My YouTube channel is 14 today. Wow, congrats, man.
14.
That's
Wait,
big. 14 years old. So
damn.
happy birthday to Buddy's YouTube channel. Started in 2011. Happy
Happy birthday. Happy birthday,
birthday to the YouTube channel.
TBM
TVM
Production.
Productions. If you don't
Yes.
follow Buddy, then give him a follow on his channel's birthday at least. So
Yeah.
everybody here in the chat.
Some love to Buddy, man. He got some good content. He got the DJ Roundtable on Tuesdays with great DJs, and you talk about all DJ related content. And obviously, you get more heads there to talk about uh, more ideas, experiences, and all of that. So go check out his YouTube channel. And
Yeah, 100%.
Twitch. He goes live on Twitch, and if you don't catch it on Twitch, every Monday, the following Monday, he drops it on 1 p.m. Eastern time in YouTube on his TBM Productions DJ1 channel.
Hmm.
So go check him out.
There you go. And
So
yeah, what I'll say, I feel like we all have these things that we talk about in our timeline meetings. But do you have something that you ask, or something that you have to know, or something different? Like something that's you're like, this is something I make sure 100% I have to know. With those meetings, other than the stuff we've already talked about. Like for me, it was the big thing was the pronunciations. That was like a huge thing. Do you have something like that that's kind of like underrated but super important that you talk about in your meetings?
the only thing that I really care about and I ask is what is the most important part of the event for you? That's one thing that I
Yeah.
ask. What is the but I think that that's very common. That's not something like low key or that now nobody would think about. So I
Well, I
like
don't ask that, so there, that's it
okay,
counts.
so,
That's
yeah,
not something I ask, so there you go.
the reason why I ask is because I want to know, like, again, their goal is very important to me. If what they're trying to accomplish out of the event, what are they trying to get, and I want to see if I can accomplish that for them. So that's one of the questions that I have. And then, another thing is that if they do they have a song that is like, because there's like mass play songs, but there's always that one song
Yeah,
that it's like very, very touchy to their heart, and maybe like the song that the couple first danced to, or the song that they met with, that those little things can help you a lot within the event. So
yeah,
that's another question that I asked them, and trying to figure out that. And again, that's also on the trying to know them a little more and see their vibe and how everything wants to be projected. But yeah, it's pretty much that is very not much, nothing like out of the ordinary.
mhm,
Again, pronunciations, I don't really mind so much on our conversations, on our meetings, because I don't have to pronounce them. Pee Wee does. So
Yeah,
before
he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out beforehand.
before he presents, he goes and talks to them.
Yeah.
He lines them up and then runs the names and pronunciations with them, and then they can tell them how to pronounce. For example, the gig log for this Monday that I did, and that I'll be dropping out pretty soon.
Oh.
It was a lit party for a Monday, but anyways, so their last name was Greene. So you would think Greeny.
Yeah.
All right. So this whole time we thought it was Greeny, but once we got to the event and he talked to them in the back before coming in, they said that it was Green. So
Well, that's why I asked beforehand. But yeah, if you have that system,
yeah,
once
and then
you're there,
the
but
thing he came up to me, he was like, "Hey, so you know how this one says Greeny?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh no, he says green." I was like, "All right, it is green. I mean, it is what it is."
that's why, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It sounds like you guys catch it because Pee Wee does it at the last minute. But it's
Yeah.
like that's why I always ask beforehand because you talk. Everybody in the audience knows them as Green, and you're calling them Greeny. Then it's like,
yeah. So
then
so
it's a
again,
big. Then everyone, whoa, this is Greeny.
so at the end of the day, and like for both of us, it doesn't really matter what time you figure out, but just figure out before presentations.
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before presentations.
You don't want to find out when you say their name wrong, and then someone comes up and tells you, "Hey, it's pronounced this."
Yeah, can you imagine that you say?
It's embarrassing, man.
And
That's
they're
what
like,
happened to me.
you say green. And they're
Buddy
like,
says I've been on your show as well. Yep, he's been on here probably a bunch of times, right? 3 times. It's fun to hang out with other DJs. Yeah, 100%, man. And we build a network, and we all have each other for support as well to run things by. Here's the thing Buddy asked that's kind of low-key underrated. What time does the photographer leave for the night so we can get all the dances in before they go? Oh, wow. So
I've only asked that question like twice because I remember, but I don't. That's another thing. I don't understand why photographers are hired until like cake, and then they leave, and they miss the whole party. Like, why? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I haven't had anyone leaving that early. I always had photographers leave like an hour into dancing, which I understand because I think photographs wise is like there's only so many different photos you can get of people on the dance floor. You get a few of them, it's like all right, that's those are like most of the pictures. But I don't know about before dance floor. I've never had photographers leave before that. And then Buddy's. Oh no, this is not Buddy. This is Sean. What's up, Sean? Sean's in the house. North Georgia Wedding and Events. He says, "Sup, guys? Sup, man?" He says, "Buddy talks too much." Oh, Sean's one of Buddy's friends. So, Chinson says
on that show on the
from Roundtable, right? Yeah, he's on Roundtable too. Chinchon said, "What's popular Quince song is El Vals de las Mariposas by Danny, Danielle, and Cheyenne."
Okay, with your Spanish.
You got these other ones, bro. But these are these you can speak to this. Are these popular? Have you heard of these quinces? First quinces?
El el vals de la mariposa. Yeah, I've heard that one. Tiempo de vals en corazón de niño. That one I haven't heard.
Well, hey, I don't know. You got to check these out because these are recommended by Chinchilla. It says Richard Claterman. Bayade por what is this? Is
that's
this
kind of like Italian. No, that's like an Italian. But el baile de Adelina, Spanish. Yeah, that song is very common, very very common, and very very used in the Hispanic community when it comes to like a presentation or a dance. Also, El Tiempo de Vals, that Chayanne one, that's very very common, and that one they use it all the time. That's like one of the most. Lately, they have starting to change it up and use a lot of like Billie Eilish, because again, Billie Eilish music is very like soft, very slow, and so I mean I don't listen to Billie Eilish like that, so I don't really know her music, but I've gotten a couple of quinceañeras
for that
for that type of like those songs. And then so every time I have a song in English that I'm like, what is this? I just go to my daughter and like, yo, what song is this? And then she already knows that I don't like songs that are very like soft or like lovey songs or whatever like that. I don't like that. I like upbeat music like so she'll be like, oh yeah, you're not gonna like that type of music. And also, what about Billie Eilish? And she's like, yeah, you're not gonna like her. You're not gonna like
Yeah,
her.
hers
Or
is very like slow and somber type of songs.
yeah, or if I say I like a hip hop artist, and she's like, oh yeah, you're gonna like this and this song from him because those songs are pretty cool. So
It
yeah,
sounds like she's learning how to become a DJ. She's
it,
like kind of learning to read the crowd.
that's a funny thing. Every now and then she like she's like, oh, what is like how do you do this? What is this? Like, what is it? So when she sees like the my controller, she starts
Mhm.
asking questions and things. But then
Yeah,
after that, she doesn't care. Like so we don't know. I don't know. We might have a
like in
DJ
a
coming and
that
taking.
could be popular at a quinceañera, like a female quinceañera DJ. I don't
Very
know.
cool.
For the girls, they might like it because the girls want a female DJ or something. I don't know.
It's
But
different.
let me hit these. Buddy says they start at 9 a.m. So he's talking about the photographers. They start early. And then Smiley said, yeah, those are common. Those artists are making a killing with those songs.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Smiley's heard of them too. And they're nostalgic as well. Yep. And then here's another quinceañera song from Smiley. He says that Carol G. Ocean song is played often
Yeah.
now.
But that song, the Ocean song, it's played more for daughter mother dance because of the message that she has. So
Mm,
yeah, it's a very nice song. It's very nostalgic. If
mm.
you
I
listen
haven't
to
heard
it,
that
you understand what I mean. If you get the lyrics, you'll be like, oh wow, okay,
one.
it can hit.
Hey, check them out. Anyone who's interested. And Smiley says, "Bro, we wanted a female DJ for our wedding." Oh wow. Oh,
Rachel
so
should have got
Smiley
Rachel.
Smiley wanted a female. Why'd you want a female DJ? Smiley's like, I don't like anything I'm seeing from these guys that I know on YouTube.
DJ Lol.
I was
Oh,
trying to
DJ
fly DJ Lala to NC from California. I haven't heard of DJ Lala. Have you?
No, I don't know who that is.
You gotta fly DJ Rachel. That's the only YouTube DJ I know that you could fly her out to North Carolina.
It also depends. Like, yo, how much? See, because I was asked to. They wanted me to DJ an event in California, actually, like 2 years ago.
Oh,
A
nice.
wedding. But I've never like traveled, so I didn't know how to charge.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out. So maybe, buddy,
Maybe that
how?
could be a topic. We could do that as a topic.
Okay, yeah, I guess we'll leave that as a topic. But just to like pick your brain a little bit, buddy, for next time we do this topic, how would you charge for a event from where you are, like let's say California? Like, how do you charge that? Like, that's crazy.
I have some ideas because
Is it
I've
worth
I've been
it?
asked about it too.
Isn't it
But
just worth it to hire someone over there? It's gonna be cheaper than.
hey, but they want you. They say they want a DJ Pretty Boy. So you got to figure it out. I'll
Yeah.
say this. I think what I've heard as a general rule of thumb is you charge what you would charge for an event at your in your city,
Okay.
and then you obviously they have to pay for travel, hotel, and plus or minus food. Some people do food as well. Like
Yeah, they have like $50 for food. Okay, I
yeah,
know,
exactly.
but
And then but they have to pay for the AV production. So you can help some DJs I talk to, they say they help find the setup and stuff, but they have to contract with that company. But still they have to pay you whatever you would get in your own town, like with your setup and everything.
okay. So you're saying that I like for this event, let's say hypothetically for this event,
Mhm.
I would charge my price. Let's say I would charge $3,500 for this event, but I'm not taking anything. I'm just taking my controller and computer, and they have to pay for the setup, or that comes out of me.
No, that they have to pay for that.
Well, then,
Everyone does it differently, right? But that's one of like the general rule of thumb I've heard from a couple of guys that do in like travel events.
Okay.
Because otherwise it doesn't make sense for you. Why would you take, if you could make 3,500 that day in Virginia, why would you book it somewhere else, make less money, and spend all that extra time traveling, all that stuff?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but my thing is like it's not that I'm gonna be making less money. I'm gonna be making more money, quote unquote. The thing is like I don't think it's worth it for them.
Oh yeah, but hey, that's
Money for
their money, man. People want to pay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of extra money for sure.
that's what I'm saying. Like I see, it's just like for me, it's kind of difficult because I see like the person perspective and then the business if it was just business, pure business perspective, I wouldn't care. I don't care, but I can't. Right? It's like I don't
But
understand. Like
they really want you though. They really want the LRE experience. Then
I was like, look, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be cheaper to go with somebody.
they probably. I mean, I'm sure they know that, but maybe they don't. Maybe, but that's the thing. Hey, maybe a California DJ is gonna charge them that much anyways. As much as it would cost to pay for the setup and you. Who knows? What your prices are versus going to New York or California or something. But anyways, we're over time. Let's see these last few comments. Chin Chun says, and Selena too. Selena Gomez, maybe? I don't know.
No, the Mexican girl.
Oh, okay.
Bidi Bidi Bam Bam. That one.
I don't. Yeah, that. Smiley says, "LOL." DJ Lala still does vinyl to this day. Okay, so she's a vinyl DJ. She's open for rappers. Buddy says he's done that, so he's talking about traveling gigs.
All right,
Smiley agrees. Yeah, the couple pays. We DJ'd a wedding earlier this month. They booked a band from Texas to North Carolina. Wow. So you're talking about a DJ. They travel the whole band over. Some people, bro, I think some people have money and they're just trying to blow it on their wedding, man. It's like, hey, if you want to pay me to fly and you want to do all that, it's a lot of more extra money. But Smiley says they called us a week before the wedding. Again, they didn't have a DJ, but they hired an audio lighting video company for it. And we just plugged up to them. Dude, Smiley gets a lot of these last minute gigs, man. But I think what that shows is his name is probably out there, like he's got a name for himself in the North Carolina, like Hispanic community, and probably amongst other DJs too. So
yeah,
like, hey, you need something, hit up Smiley, and they'll be able to take care of you.
Yeah,
that was a good show, guys. Always good catching up and talking every Thursday. We'll be back next week.
Yes, sir.
Good night, Chin. Good night, Buddy, and thanks everyone for stopping by. Maybe we'll talk about the traveling DJ gigs next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Pearl next week. That's bet. That's a bet. All right, guys, you take it easy. Have a good one. Stay blessed.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace.